I'm Brenda.
And I'm Christy. We're two friends from high school who are connecting and reconnecting over music and memories.
Welcome to Normal Bias Podcast.
We're glad you're here.
Hey y'all, are you still watching? Are you still listening?
I just love her.
Oh my gosh. Hey y'all.
Weeks, and I still giggle.
Me too. Welcome back to Normal Bias Podcast. Are you still there? Yes, we're still here. Am I on mute?
Not on my end.
Okay, I see mute on mine.
Worst
But yes.
podcast ever.
Yes.
Well, welcome back. We took a break. I think my brain is still on break. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Here we are.
Like here we are. Feel like this is I can't even remember what we talked about last, but that's okay. We're just gonna pick up where we left off. So hey y'all.
Hey.
Hey Christy. It's been a couple of those weeks where I'm like, I've had something, I think you've had something. You know, we've had good intentions of meeting and talking and recording, and it's just been kind of busy.
Well, I think, and then at least a couple of times instead of recording, we've just talked, which has been nice too.
Yes, it has been. Yeah. Just to catch up because
left out.
Yeah, sorry y'all. So
How are you?
So here we are, and you and I just you asked me, and we decided to record because sometimes, we just want to talk and catch up with each other. So I suggested that maybe we just, it's what is today, April 7th. So it is April, people. What the heck? It's April. And so I just thought we might want to just kind of check in on at the beginning of the year, we had our words and where we're at with that. How's that going? How is it going? Your word was creative.
Create.
Yes, create. And my word, I don't remember.
You had a phrase.
Yeah, I had a phrase, and it was kind of like let go or. Mm-hmm. So I was letting go of things, trying to delete some stuff. And I'm still, I think I'm still there. I think I'm doing okay. I think I haven't been like really intentional on thinking about it, but I was telling you just before we hit record, I feel like after this week, it's just been crazy. I'm kind of like keeping like a mental list of things. Okay, you know what? That's too much noise. It's too loud. I don't need that, or it's making me feel a kind of way. So I've kind of just been trying to stay focused and try to minimize things to help me not feel stressed, I guess, because it's April. I haven't done my taxes yet. It's the end of the school year. There's 34 days of school left, like school days. So it's starting to get, kind of busy, all the things happening at the end of the year that happen. So I'm just trying to get in a good headspace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it's sort of it's an odd time of year, and so I don't know. I'm assuming the weather is similar there. Like last night, it got down in the 40s again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wearing a sweatshirt dress now. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it one more time before I have to put it away. But I wore a sweatshirt to the gym this morning again, and I was like, yes, I love sweatshirts. But and then like here, it's like gorgeous outside. So a friend of mine posted, she's a coach, and she was like, I wish I could take the afternoon off and just be outside. And I feel a little bit guilty because we kind of did. Like we had a really weird schedule today, and so we took like 10 minutes, and well, it was supposed to be 10 minutes. I think James hit snooze, but we just went and laid in the hammock for a while and kind of just rested.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad y'all did that. So yes, the weather is I'm looking out my window. It's gorgeous. And the temperature, yes, this morning we were all like walking into work going, did y'all feel that? Like what the heck? And the only complaint I have is the wind is really blowing here.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
It's not pretty. I was like,
Like both our hairs are up and our headbands. I love when we show up like that.
show up.
Hoopy earrings. That's so funny. I need to go back and like take pictures of all the ones or screenshots of all our when we show up sort of dressed alike. But
you'll figure out that I wear the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like it's so funny to me. And I just ordered, I needed to order Noble some like basketball shorts, and he wore to tryouts last week. I saw him put a pair of red ones in his bag, and then when he got home, they're a size too small, and he painted it in this summer. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay. So I like immediately went online, and when I went to order him those, I saw they had a t-shirt dress like I like in a Brenham green, and I ordered
yes.
And then I was like, dummy, now I have 3 of them. Like I have a green one now and a gray one and a black one. And I was like, like I'm trying so hard to not be that guy anymore.
Right.
Did it. Like I spent $10 on a dress. I mean, it's a Walmart dress, but yeah, I only spent $10 on it, but now I have the exact same dress in the
different colors.
Dang it.
I don't know. I'm that guy. For me, it's these cardigans from Old Navy. They're super thin. Mm-hmm. There's no buttons or anything. They kind of like you just put them on. But I have them in probably like 3 colors because they're just easy and they match. They go with everything. And at work, it's always so cold. So I know, it's just my go-to. Yeah. I think it's okay. And that dress is super cute.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's fine. I can't, I'm like, I'm pointing at Noble. Noble has a dinner thing next week for school, and I don't really know what the dress is. And I was like, this dress is perfect because it's not too dressy. It's not too casual. And no matter like where everybody else is, it'll look like I did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. So are tryouts over?
Yes. Noble is actually, as far as we know, the first freshman mascot.
Oh, so that is awesome.
Yeah, he's excited.
So Noble.
Yeah. So there ended up being, by the time the day of tryouts came, and they were down to 2 kids and 2 spots. So he had a pretty good shot at making it. So it was kind of anticlimactic for him because he knew going in, but there was 1 boy trying out and 1 girl for 1 boy spot and 1 girl spot. But I was still so proud of him that he did it, that he's trying out, that he's, this for Noble, he didn't picture doing mascot his freshman year. This is a new thing that they've let underclassmen do it. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he changed gears and is tried out 2 years earlier than he expected, like for him, that's huge because he already had his next year in his head. And this is a huge monkey wrench. And so I'm proud of him for doing it, for trying it.
That's awesome. Good for him. That's really exciting.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And so because of the way the school does it, that means that he is a varsity cheerleader. And next week, the varsity cheerleaders get fitted for their Letterman jackets. And I was
look at this.
Yeah. So like my baby's going to have a letter jacket. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. It's going fast and it's fun. And he, you can kind of see behind me, like he, in the morning, so his door is closed at night, and in the morning he'll open his door and come out and say good morning. And this morning I happened to be kind of standing in our doorway. I was doing something when he opened his door and walked out, and it was like it took my breath away. And the first thing he said to me was, I think I grew again. And I was like, I think you did. Like he's like right here.
Oh my gosh.
Me. Yes. So it's going fast. And like his little boxer shorts that he's worn for the last couple of years, like they're getting loose. They're sort of hanging on his hips this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, he's just going like boop. It's fun.
Yeah. It's
fun.
It is going fast. So Matthew was in a talent show.
Oh, last Friday.
Well, actually it got postponed. So it ended up being this week.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And so he had a practice Friday after all, and they had it this week. And I was just looking across, looking at him. on the stage playing his guitar, which I'm like, dude, he learned how to play the guitar. Thanks, COVID, like there's good things. But I was looking at him and as it's kind of like, who is that boy up there? All of a sudden he's the boy that he's gonna be, he's playing the guitar, he's a sophomore about to be a junior, he's doing things on his own, like he's his own, he's Matthew. I don't really compare Matt and Alex, like they are different people, but it just like stood out to me like that he's up there doing his own thing and being brave to be on stage. I would never do that. But it was just so cool to look at him. And also Preston, my nephew Preston,
He's
he
like
is
10.
He is. And he's just I went, he's in a UIL play, he's in theater, and they had advanced to area, which I think I went to area, which I don't know, it was before that. So there was one before that, and then area, and now they're going to region. Mm-hmm. So I saw area last week, and then the one before that, whatever it's called. But I'm just like, look at him on the stage, and I'm like, wow, like you're him too. You're about to go to college, and you have a beard.
These beards, like I don't think that boys had beards when we were this age. This has been a whole new thing.
It really is a whole new thing, but they're these amazing people. Mm-hmm. Like, when did that happen? And I'm just so proud of them, and I can't stop staring at them. And poor Preston, he came to the talent show, and I just kept like wanting to touch his arm or his shoulder or his hair or something, because I just wanted to just soak him all in, because he's about to leave.
Mm-hmm. And I love that
he's about to leave, and I was like, I hardly see Alex. I mean, Alex has only come home twice. And I think we went up there twice last semester. I haven't been up there this semester, but we're going in 2 weeks. And it just was like, poor Preston is like, Dad. I only have so many days with him. Mm-hmm. So I was like, come over here by Aunt Brenda and let me just soak it all in. Yes, his whole thing. I have like videos. I always record him, and he'll be like, catch me, and he'll be like, Aunt Brenda. Yeah, but he didn't do that this time. It was really funny. He let me. So anyway, yeah, just.
I think as always, we probably just got way off track, but that's okay.
No, we just got way off track. Yes,
we're all caught up and we're all melancholy. It's a great time of year. I love spring. I love I love this time of year. This is my husband's favorite. If y'all don't know, James is a photographer and an artist, and this time of year, the leaves on some of the trees are his very favorite color, green. Mm-hmm. So it's like a gift every day, and like every day, his little fig tree has more leaves, Miss Figgy. Or we walked outside today, and the oak tree is finally it's like, I think the pollen is just about gone, and now like all of a sudden there's all these leaves, and they're the most beautiful green, and the way the light comes through them. And we walked outside this afternoon, and he said, our tree, look, the leaves, the shadows. And I was like, oh my word, like all of a sudden there's enough leaves on the oak tree in our front yard that our yard is in shadow again.
Wow.
Like just, it feels like overnight. It's not. And then the weeds are everywhere. They're going nuts, but I love a good weed.
I know you do.
I do. I stopped the truck this morning. We were going to my mom. So my mom lives kind of in this weird place, and you go down a hill, and it's industrial, but also this huge pasture. And I was kind of looking on, like, as we were driving in, I was kind of looking, and I saw this thing that looked like a baseball. And I was like, baby, I don't know what that was, but I need to go back. And he was like, well, we'll stop on the way back. And so he did. He was so kind. He stopped, he pulled over the wrong way and everything, and let me get out. And like, it's a thistle, so it's not even purple yet. It's still white. But I took a picture with my hand for reference, because this thing, she's beautiful. Like, I think her name is Thelma. and she's beautiful. And one of her things is open, and then she's got two little, like, I could wax poetic about her, but like that, and then like the nasty sticky weeds, the really long weeds in your yard that had like they kind of go like this, but then when you pick them up from the bottom, like the whole pile of the things comes up together.
The dirt and all the things.
Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, I love weeds. I love weeds. I love weeding. And that's what, so when you ask like where I was with my word of the year, like I'm not probably where I envisioned going, but I really have enjoyed where the word has taken me and where the year has taken me.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, only here on Normal Bias Podcast, the one person in the world who loves weeds and weeding. She said it.
But like, don't get your hopes up. That doesn't mean that when you come over here, like I'm looking that weird place where the bench is, like it's all weedy right now. And I was like, I just walk by and I'll grab a handful, but I have so many projects going simultaneously right now. I'm like, speaking of needing to focus. And then we had someone come over yesterday who kind of gave me a next step on one of my projects. And now I can't wait to get to that step.
Yeah.
So it's probably what I'm going to do tonight. But I got like a million things going. I have like, my friend Johanna said the other day, she's like just like 45 tabs open. And I was like, that's me. That's my brain.
Yes. That's a good way to say what I was trying to explain earlier, is that I'm trying to close some tabs.
Yeah, exactly.
Just close some tabs and I was thinking about, if this is something we'd talk about, to come up with some examples. And I think for the most part, I do this often with myself, whether it be physical clutter or mental, whatever, but it's like, I've decided what I need to get rid of to help me stay focused is Wordle, Hurdle, and Matthew introduced me to Framed. And
that one's the worst. Christy Clara sent that this week. It makes me grumpy.
It is the worst. And I started Wordle because the boys were doing it and sharing together. And I thought, it's something for me to do with them. And we share what our number is.
Same.
And it's only once a day, right? But then all of a sudden, here I go, and I'm adding another one and another one. And just let me tell you, the music one, there's been some that I should have gotten, or I got the artist right and the song wrong, and it does make me grumpy. Mm-hmm. And so, anywho, so those I need to get rid of those because they're really, I don't need them in my day. It's just something that I can do without. And then it's just, I don't have to worry about that. That's time back. And no, it's fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Well, you said it. Now I'm like, dang it, I did not do. So I do Wordle. How do you say the Taylor Swift one? My kids can say it. Taylor.
I can't. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't say it.
So that we've been doing those two for quite a while. And then Casey this week sent us Framed. So I just realized this morning I didn't do any, I do 3 things in the morning and I didn't do them this morning. And now I'm like, dang it. So now tonight at some point I will have to take a few minutes. But Wordle, I'll get it. When you get it on the very last one and the thing's like, whew. Right. I don't need that from you, right? I don't need any additional shame in this.
I need no words from you.
Twice in the past couple of weeks, it's been I have all the letters except for the first one. And one of the days I still didn't get the word. And then I was like that. I don't cuss y'all for the most part, but I'm pretty sure I said something foul.
Yeah, that happened to me. I think the word was watch. And I did catch and hatch, and
that may have been the one. It was something like that.
Mm-hmm. I did all the letters except the one. I was like, really? That day I thought, we're done. I don't need this in my life.
I'm breaking up with you, Wordle.
I'm breaking up with you, Wordle. So yeah, so that's one of the tabs or one of the things that I just need to. No more Ordle things.
No more doles.
No more doles. I'm done. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
So
what else. So talking about that, so thinking about holding my phone made me think about our 5 in February, like we were doing 5 minutes a day of clearing out, and I did great. And yesterday I was talking to my friend Alfred. I can't say his last name, but my friend who always says, "But you didn't say my name." Said your name, buddy. I was talking to him, and he actually listens to our podcast, which I love. And we were talking about it, but talking to him about that, he was
happy.
yeah, we were kind of talking about like the whole point of our conversation with that wasn't to say like you should have X amount of photos or you should, but that you should be intentional about them, that you should, if you love them, you should have them organized, like all the things. And but that made me realize that I every couple of weeks or whatever, I'll take a few minutes if I'm waiting in the car for somebody and delete some. But it's what that has made me do. Like I have gone back, like I went through my whole camera roll. I made it through and deleted a bunch of stuff. But I generate and I'm adding clients, which is a great problem to have. But I'm adding, so that means I'm adding things to my camera roll every day. And so I have to go back and like really like today I just did a thing with 13 photos. And so then in a few days I'll need to go and, or whenever I think about it, I'll be like, oh gosh, there's a hole. So anyway,
Yeah.
so it's just made me aware of what I generate. And then also apparently I'm like the queen of screenshots. So like, like if something comes through like the bank account or whatever, I'll screenshot it or something. If I see something and I think about you, like I'll screenshot it and send it to you or whoever, or, the kids or Noble or what, like I'm constantly taking screenshots. Like
That's funny. Yes. So yeah, I'm not consistently doing 5 minutes every day, but like you said, I'm like, oh, I've got a few minutes. I'm gonna kind of weed out, or I'll look, mostly at night and go, oh, let me see. I haven't looked in a little bit, and it's usually the ones at the end. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get rid of all this. So yeah. So I have been better. And and I have noticed since we started doing that I take less pictures. Like I took a video at the talent show of Matt on stage, and then I took a few pictures, like he wanted some of, the people who came to watch. But I send those to him, and I sent to my sister, and I sent whoever was in the picture with him, and then I deleted those. So I was like, okay, these were y'all with him. You're welcome. Deleting. But so yeah, I just noticed I just don't take as many. So yeah. But
so many things.
So many things. So yeah. And today I was working on senior walk. Our elementary school has, where it invites all the seniors who were graduating this year back to the elementary school where they started. And I sat staring at the paper for a minute, trying to like be how did a year go by? A year ago, I was sitting here crying because it's all over. High school's over. It's gonna go to college. I don't know what's gonna happen. And here we are. It's senior walk time again.
And he went to college and he was awesome and he was fine. And she went to college and she was awesome and she's fine.
Yes, and they're fine and
they're thriving. And we survived and we're loving the kids that are still here and trying to who knew?
Who knew? I mean, God knew, but so yeah, y'all, if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, my son or daughter is going to, I know I have a lot of friends with they're going to middle school, or a few of them are, they're going to be high schoolers, but yeah, you survive before you know it. It's been a year. It's so funny. It's crazy. And Alex too, he's like, where did it go? He's like, do you know that I'm about to be done with my first year? And I was like, I know. So he does. He loves it. And I'm okay. I'm okay.
Of course you are. That's the whole thing.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel when Matt because gosh, he's a junior when he leaves. Because then I'll be by myself.
You may walk
Maybe.
around the house in your panties. That's
No, I am not that girl. Mm-mm. Maybe on every occasion, like there's like maybe a few times ever in the 20 years I've lived in this house where I had to go from my room to the washroom to get to the laundry room to get something, and I like just have a t-shirt and underwear. Oh, I said that out loud, but I don't do that. uh-uh.
I do. I have a robe.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know that I have a robe too, and I don't utilize the robe.
I
I
wear
don't.
nightgowns, and they're like like some of them are a little bit shorter and stuff. So I don't want to ever run the risk of freaking Noble out. So that's what I got,
Right.
a robe, so I could wear because before, like, I would wear my nightgowns, but I would always have to put something over them, or I'd have to like wait until like right when I got into bed to put on my nightgowns. And I was like, this is stupid. I could just get a robe. So anyway, so now I have a robe.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Nightgowns. But
I
yeah,
should wear that. Should wear the robe. Hmm.
Noble
Yeah.
was doing something last week. He has I don't think it's seersucker. I think I ended up getting like an Oxford stripe, but a blue and white stripe, like a seersucker-y looking robe. And I forget what he was doing. He was changing or doing something to get ready, and he came out in his robe. And I was like, I forgot you have a robe. I just love it.
Ah, that's cute. I love that. I wanted to like just jump back to you talking about spring and James and the leaves and stuff.
Mhm.
And I don't know when it happened, when the shift happened, but like fall, because my birthday is in November, so it's a fall birthday. But fall used to be like, oh, I can't wait till fall. I love fall. Oh, but I don't love, I mean, I still like fall, don't get me wrong, but springtime is my favorite now for a while. And just like what you were saying, like everything's new, it's growing, it it's just I just love watching everything wake up and turn colors, and I don't know, it's like brand new, it's like fresh start. I really like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flip side of that for me is, so we're like 7.5 years on in this house. We've been
Mhm.
and so like spring cleaning, but then also like we're to the point where all of the trim paint needs to be touched up. Like there's just stuff that needs to be done, and it's that time of year with spring. Like there's some things I need to do outside on the wood of the house. Like I just need to do, and I like it's time to clean outside window. Like all of like I like part of like there's like the wonder of spring, but there's also like it generates so many jobs, but you can't. I mean, I could skip them, but I don't skip them because then like it just gets worse, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
once the pollen gets done, then I'll do the outside windows. There's no sense in doing it before, but if I leave it too long, then it'll be yucky going into summer, and nobody wants that.
Right.
But yeah, but like everything in my house, like all of the trim, like I had somebody over yesterday and I was kind of looking at the door, like there's like dirty fingerprints on the door frames. And I'm like, I don't even have small kids anymore. That's not okay.
Yeah. No, that definitely is not a fun part. And I don't know, I guess quarantine maybe turned me into the plant lady,
Yeah.
plant mom, not don't have cats, but oh, there is a plant every place you look now. But I actually enjoy getting the yard ready, replanting some stuff that, didn't make it over the freeze, the winter. I don't know, it's just fun. I like it. But the windows, yes. Ugh. That is one thing that's kind of yucky, that all the things you have to do. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are you guys have a lot of senior sessions?
Not as many anymore, which has been it's actually like, so we did after I have an alarm set for after this, I have to go upload them. But we did last weekend, we did our assistant's senior portraits, and we just love him. He's like family, and he's graduating this year, and I love, like, it was just fun. Like I love pictures like that. And then tomorrow we get to do one of my best friends, her daughter's portraits, and I've known her since before she was born. So that was
Aw.
fun. And then we did, so we've done some, but the ones that we haven't done a ton of them, but the ones that we have done have been very memorable and like people that we were really glad to work with. Like there's a private school in Huntsville where our friend works. And so we help them out and do things for them. Not because it's like super profitable, but because it's a nice thing to do and because we want to support them. And so we did some pictures for them at the beginning of the year. And one of the kids was just silly and fun and had a big like personality. And his mom reached out for us to do his senior portrait. So we did those recently. And that it was just fun because I mean the kids like he's so just fun. He's just got a big personality. He's super fun. So yeah, so we I think we have one more we're trying to book. I'm hoping we get to do Preston's. I don't know if he's gonna so well but other than that, like it's time to wrap it up because it's they need them for all their stuff. So if they don't have them now, like it's not like you can't get your senior portraits done, but you kind of get
Right.
to the point in the year, and this is that point in the year. But we do have we have a wedding coming up and a wedding in May and a wedding in June. And so it'll be bridal portraits before you know it. So it's just fun. And right now it's a bunch of real estate, like James is on a shoot right now. I edited a video today and then I'll edit this video tomorrow. So it's there's a lot of real estate right now and he's kind of on the road a lot right now. But it's good.
That's fun.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
So I mentioned to you about Danielle, our friend Danielle, and when we spoke to her, gosh, wait a second. Is it going to be 2 years this month? The 17th? When is it? 28th? I don't know. Normal Bias Podcast is almost 2 years old. What the heck?
Oh yeah, I think it is like the 27th. I think you're right. I was trying to remember. I don't know when we talked to her though, but shortly after that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, oh my gosh, look at just for a minute, anyone listening, process where we were 2 years ago when this all began for this podcast. We were in the midst, the beginnings of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, look at how far we've come. Look at all of the things that have happened. But okay, I digress. But we talked to Danielle, one of our first episodes, I think like 8 or 9. But something she said in it,
Oh yeah.
kind of has always just been in my brain, and it pops up every now and then, and I'm like, oh right, let me try this. And it kind of, when I was talking to Christy or thinking about what I want to talk about and kind of like seeing where we were with our words, but she talked about she uses this, I guess she was talking about in the episode was with her teaching, but she says start, stop, and keep.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of been in my brain for like, I guess most of the day, because I was really trying to like hone in on what tabs or what, going into the weekend and going into next week, like what do I need?
Easter.
Yes, Easter. Oh my gosh, yes. So what am I going to start? What am I going to stop? What am I going to keep?
So what are you going to start, stop, and keep?
Oh, I want to start this. And I keep saying I want to start this and I haven't, but I want to start this. I want to start riding my bike to work at least twice a week if the weather's nice. And the reason is, well, exercise, gas is expensive, and the weather is nice. And I don't know, why the heck not,
That's
so
fun.
and I got my bike, like the tires, I aired them up, I checked everything. So I was going to try and do that this week and I didn't. So that's what I want to start. So we'll see.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow's the day. Yes, I do. I want to start doing that.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. And stop. I really think I'm stopping the Wordle and the because it's fun. It really is something it's just extra.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I feel pressure to do it either, but maybe I do a little bit. So I think I want to stop that. It was fun, but I'm done. Mm-hmm.
Breaking up with it.
Yeah, I'm breaking up with it. So, and then keep. What am I keeping? I'm gonna keep. I can't think of anything. Like, I feel like I need to say something profound about what I'm gonna keep. But
What are there any habits that you've started or anything that you've revisited since the beginning of the year that you're gonna keep on keeping on with?
no, I feel like they're not habits yet.
Mm-hmm.
I put them down and I pick them up and I try to reset and be like, oh, so I really need to work on that too.
One at a time, one day at a time.
One day at a time, one day at a time. I am better about the laundry, washing, folding, putting it away. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a habit yet,
But that's a keep that you're, I mean, if you're
but
working, that's great.
but it's definitely, yes, I could definitely keep doing that, keep that up. And here's another thing that I'm just like, Matthew and I have been, I want to keep this. We cook every night
Wow.
and I take my lunch to work. Yeah. So that's been, I guess after a few months, I was like, oh, wow, look how much, money you save when you don't go out to eat. Not that we were going out to eat a lot, but when we do, everything's so much more expensive now. So like just where it used to be like $30 for me, Matt and Alex, now it's like $30 for just he and I. Like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's just some things.
So I have my start is a work one. I guess I have a work one and a personal one. My work one is I got out of the habit of like working on my work in batches, like my client work and scheduling it all out. So I don't have to like when I get off the call now, I have to go post for a few people. I'm still going to schedule it, but I could have scheduled it I could have scheduled a week ago for today instead of doing it today for today. So I need to work on I need to start a better work habit, like go back a couple of years to when I had more clients and be better about planning out content more and actually getting it scheduled so I don't have to think about it. I just have to check it. And then my personal one is we got out of the habit of walking the dogs. Like we drove them every day. We've walked them every day for years. And
Right.
somehow this winter we got out of the habit. And I'm like, that's something that's a non-negotiable. Oh, I know why, because my hands. Remember, because I couldn't bend my hands to the leash. But my hands, like I can shuffle cards again.
Ah, that's so good.
And apparently this is like a menopausal thing. Like it could be, it could be citrus, it could be inflammation, but it could be, and like, it's like some women, this is like just part of getting older. And I was like, oh, that's a bad part of getting older if that's the case. Like, I don't care for that one.
No.
My stop, I need to stop working on. I told Brenda I had kind of a doozy of a counseling session this week. I don't like conflict. And so I'm realizing that like with the people, like my people, I will kind of like try to get ahead of conflict and stop it. And that's it's a sweet thing because I'm trying to protect their relationship, but it's also a controlling thing because I'm trying to make it the way that I want it. And I need to stop doing that because it's stressful for me. It's really not helping their situation. And I'm still working that out, but that's one of the things when you said, when you asked like start, stop, keep, that was the first thing that came to mind for stop. So I'm guessing that's a God thing that he's like, yeah, pick that up. Yeah. And then keep, we're really like this school, like I'm really in a good rhythm with like gym, water. I'm hitting it again. So yeah. And I guess maybe this is more of a start thing, but I promised myself that I would lose that 10 pounds again and keep it off. And that would keep me like under my plateau weight. where I've been like every time I lose weight, I get to that weight. Like before I had kids, I was that weight. So if I could lose 10 pounds, not if I could lose, I am going to lose 10 pounds this quarter. And so that like my goal this week is just to be down 1 pound tomorrow from last Friday. So we'll see, because I'm also going to finish a piece of cake tonight. So we'll see. But yeah, so that like that's like that I want to keep up with the mostly good habits. We are also eating at home more this week, not so much. We've had a lot of like fun, like people meals. But yes, but I'm very pleased with how we've kind of like intentionally gone into 2022, like health wise, wise. Still have a lot to work out, like business finance wise, but we're getting there. And that good. So
yeah, and that's good. Awesome. What book are you on? I know that was you're reading your business books. Was it 5 out of what?
24.
24. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Oh,
I thought it was in the teens, but
I've done February and March, and then this is the first one of April. It's called Expert Secrets. And I think his theories are good, but the way that he presents them, like I would say it a little nicer, and he doesn't really say it nicely. He says it like it is. And so yeah, so it's still been good for me. And I'm finishing book 5. I'm in the middle of book 5. But I've also on the side have read the 12-week year. I'm almost done with the 4-hour work week. And then I downloaded one about persuasion. So I'm also like, like the rabbit trails, right? Or the wormholes. Like read the book and then it mentions another book. And so it's been a really interesting journey. And did I tell you, I don't know if I've said this on a recording, if I said this to you last week, but my brain is starting to work differently, because like the last book that I read was about products and how when you have a product, how you like go from like selling a product to being like in 12 months. And I was like, okay, everybody could like literally you could be a millionaire if you followed that thing. If you followed, I don't want to do it. I don't want to sell a product like that, like Tommy Lloyd Dobler. But I was like, like everywhere I look, I see millionaires. And I'm like, oh, like my brain is working differently. And I'm really grateful for that. So it's been fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I love that. And I appreciate that page you sent me today. I read that. Yeah. I love when you send me screenshots. Was that a screenshot? I guess, or as a picture.
It's kind of the same thing. It's basically like, oh, I was thinking about this. And
click.
Yeah, like today I was listening to this week's life coaching recording, and I got to the point where she says, okay, like this is what you're going to do for homework. I'm going to say this and you're going to do this. And so I like screenshot it and then use my little markup finger to write so on my camera roll now, there's the screenshot of where the time marker is, so I can go back and do my homework.
Nice.
Theoretically, I'm going to go back and do my homework.
So it's a book. It's a bookmark.
Yeah. So
nice.
That is. But yeah,
I love that. Well, okay. Well, going into the weekend, do you have a big weekend?
I do not. We have a shoot tomorrow night. And so you're going to be like, ugh. I have family in town, kind of, that right now they're with my mom in the casino, but they're coming back. So my cousin and my aunt are here, which is super fun. So I'll get to spend time with them on Saturday. We'll have a meal. They'll come over for s'mores and stuff. And then we're actually, for the first time in forever, we're going to have a couple of families over for lunch on Sunday and do an outdoor gathering. And
yay.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's people from the church that we left we didn't leave the church. We changed churches. So friends that we've had for years from our other churches that have been great friends.
That's fun.
Yeah, so not big plans, but just people plans. But my Christy plans are, I made one of my work things is I made goals this week, and I think I'm gonna get 3 of the 4 of them. So that's my goal is to get my goals, but also the mud room. I'm gonna it's time. Our builder friend showed me that the floor has changed since I tried to sand it, and he showed me how to get the adhesive off. So we bought a cabinet that's going to live in there, and we are James doesn't know it yet. I think he probably suspects it, but as soon as I can, I'm going to get in there and pull out the shelves and like literally strip that room down to nothing, take the carpet off, like the carpet down,
Right.
paint everything really good, and then I'm going to put I don't want to put the cabinet together. I'm hoping James is going to offer to do that for me, and then put that in there, and then just live with a dirty raw floor, and
Yeah.
every day, like 5 minutes, go in there and work on the floor, because it's that, or pay someone to come in with a belt sander, but it's such a small space that just feels like a waste of money. And he showed me how to do it this time.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Not a belt sander, a drum sander. I have a belt sander, and the belt sander didn't get it. So anyway, he showed me how to get it up with the thing. So
nice. I love that. I can't wait. Please take it before and after.
I did.
Take it before.
The first time that you ever see my nasty med room unfinished floor on social media, I did take a before picture for you, and it's like filthy in there. I can't wait to go. That's what I was trying to explain to the girl, like the designer girl that came over. She's a friend of ours, and so here's the good thing about having a business, y'all, is you can trade your services.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so we did some work for them, and they're doing some work for us, and it's great. But I guess really it's as friends. It's really not business wise. It's just as friends. But it's nice to be able to share your gifts or whatever. But to let somebody in that space and be like for real, like, okay, this is the dogs come in here. So when we say it's a mud room, like look right here, like look at the baseboard. That's mud. Like it's not like, oh, it's a place where you come in and take your shoes off. It is a room of mud and cat litter. So anyway, so it's nice that's the only space in the house we've never done anything to.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels really good to move forward on that. And that's kind of like for me, like we painted last summer, and that sort of started the momentum of me with house projects. And so now we're just sort of taking them off one by one.
That's so great. What a feeling that is.
It's very overwhelming, and it can be very stressful because we're not always on the same page as far as timing or who's doing what.
Right.
But it feels good when something gets done.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So what are you doing this weekend? I didn't ask you that.
Oh, so tomorrow I'm going to, tomorrow's Friday, right? Okay. Tomorrow, Matt and I are going to go to a dance recital for some students that I've known. I think some are at my school, but some are in middle school. So it's at the church close by. So, and it's exciting for them because they haven't had the recital. I think the week of COVID or whatever, their recital got postponed or canceled. So they're very excited to be dancing for the public again. So we're going to do that. And then Saturday, Matt's roughing. I'm going to go watch I'm going to spend time see our students this weekend. One of our kindergarten teachers is the soccer coach for like 7 little girls that are in kindergarten. She's a kinder teacher. And so I was like, that is so, so cool. So I'm going to go watch them in a game while Matt's roughing. And then I'm going to pop over to one of the middle schools out here, because then our school's group that won our school's battle of the books, they're in their like district competition. So, and then after that, Matt just wants to hang out. I think on Sunday we might go finally see the Batman movie.
Oh, my people love it.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Matt's
thing in the theater.
Mm-hmm. Matt hasn't seen it yet, and I guess Preston and Alex, everybody's seen it but him. So we might do that. So kind of chill. I've caught up kind of on the house last weekend, so I feel good about leaving. Yeah.
I did the same thing last weekend, because part of it is because this is Kansas, like my mom's family, they came in and they're women. Mm-hmm. I knew they were gonna, like one of them's never been to our house, so I did I legit cleaned last weekend, and said I probably won't clean anything. I mean, wipe stuff down, but I probably won't super clean going into the weekend because she's already seen it, so we're good.
Yeah, yay.
but I'm about to basically open up the gates of hell in my med room and let all of that yuck come out. So, well,
right.
So it'll be interesting to see if I can really stick to my guns and be like, okay, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to do it slowly. I'm going to live with the yuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like James said, we went this morning to pick up the cabinet and he said, is this a cookie? Because our whole thing is like, we give Christy a cookie and then I'll just and I was like, kindly, like, today, I did not wear my work. I was going to just put on my overalls, my painting and work clothes, but I didn't because I knew if I did, my brain would be like, oh, it's time to go work. Instead, I wore like actual work clothes. And because I know that I have to do this stuff before I can even start that stuff. Because what happen is I'm going to work on that. And like, I've still got the dining room is all torn up because all my scrapbooking stuff is out there. But then yesterday talking to them, I was like, oh. So, and then they walked us through like how to redo the kitchen floor because I brought the black and white into the little rooms. And so apparently it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. And I was like, oh gosh, like I just need to find somebody that loves to paint and just can't pay them to come in, like just come and do a little bit at a time. Just I don't have any money, but like maybe we can trade something. Maybe I can
right. I bet you could.
I'll do your birthday cards for a year.
Yeah. There you go. See? Yeah. I do not love to paint, so wish I knew someone, but
I would have called you, but no, I know you're not a painter.
Yeah, and it's not a paint.
Did you paint? Have you painted your room yet?
Yes, I did over spring break.
I haven't seen a picture.
Yeah, it's just I'll send one. Well, I don't know. So I went from, all, 20 years ago when tan and browns were colors. So that was in my room and I painted the kitchen and the living room white. And I was like, I want my room to be white. And now it's white and it's very white. And I'm actually, I just told myself this last night that it's grown on me, but I wasn't loving it for a while. It's like, oh man. So yeah, but now I do. I love it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I do. I do. So yep, I did. So it's good.
That's
I
big.
like it. Yeah. I wasn't expecting.
I'll smile. Sorry, it's my second one.
Yeah, no, I loved the living room and the kitchen, and I just thought, oh, it's gonna be great in here. And like I said, now I do. I love it. But at first, I was like, And also, the kind of like pointed out because now it's white, bright, clean. But my baseboards probably need to be, painted, and because it's not white anymore. So, do one thing and I have to something else. Yay.
That's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But it's like it's both exciting and satisfying, but then at the same time it's like frustrating and like but it's good. It all needs to be done. And that's the whole thing, like with like no matter what we're talking about, right? Like we're not ever going to get to a point where our house is done. We're not ever going to get to a point where the work is done, where the laundry's done,
where all the tabs are closed.
Yeah, like it's like there's always something. And I think that's one of the things that like I wish I could go back and explain to younger me, like the goal is not to get it done. The goal is just to stay at it, like just to stay in progress and keep the momentum and do what you can do. Actually, you probably like do what like a little bit more than I can do.
I love you. But yes. Good stuff. Oh my gosh. I just love you. I'm glad we sat here and talked. And I know you've got things and
well, I put soup on the stove and I put it on super low, but I'm smelling it and I'm like, I wanted to like soup with like a burnt spot at the bottom. We'll see. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine. So, all right. I love you, Big. Have a great weekend.
Oh my gosh, you too. And anyone listening, I hope that wherever you are, tabs open, close, all the things. I hope you're doing good. Miss talking to y'all.
All right. Well, I love you, Big. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.
We're so glad that you're still with us. If you want to connect online, we're at www.normalbiaspodcast.com, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And our very favorite, if we made you a mixtape, we'd put all those songs on our Spotify playlist for you.
All the things.